Hey y'all, good to see you all on today. Happy Easter and happy Sunday to those of you that don't celebrate. Those of us that don't celebrate Easter, but happy Easter to everybody who does. And it's a beautiful day here. I hope it's a beautiful day in your neck of the woods as well. So let me say hello to folks, and you can let me know whether the sound is clear. And I'm surprised at the turnout today. A lot of people seem to be on, which is great. I didn't expect too many people, but hello to everybody. So Matt, happy Easter to you. Happy Clapton's birthday, huh? Okay. Nemo Unknown, hello to you. Happy Easter. Chris Stieghorst. Still have to tell me how to pronounce that. Steighorst or Stieghorst. It's spelled like Stieg, but it's your pronunciation. Chris, I'll just say. How about that? That makes more sense. Mike Merlot, hey, good to have you on. And Mike, hope you're enjoying that guitar. Mike won the guitar for the members giveaway, so he chose the orange Tully. So I can't play that in our live streams anymore. Jeff McManus, hello to you and happy Easter. I'll just say happy Easter to everybody. Mark Davidge, hello. Gerald, happy Easter to you as well. Highly Strung, good to see you. Neil, David Smith, Robbie Love, Aziz, hey buddy. Sorry it took me so long to answer your email, and maybe we'll talk about the engine a little bit today. That'd be kind of fun. Is this 11 Central Time? It is. It is, Brian. All right. So let's see. Could I explain more about membership? Don't know what I'm getting for the $99. Never see anything. I must be doing something wrong. Thanks, pal. Yeah, Ron, if you have declined to get emails from me, which is possible, you may not be seeing my emails. I'm sending emails at least a couple of times a week. And on the membership, you should be able to log on. I loaded, I think, 7 more videos on April 1st. So there's 7 new lessons since on April 1st. Plus there's live streams, there's one-on-ones, and all that. So if you have declined to get emails from me, you're not seeing all that stuff. So I would just say, uncheck that if you can. That's, I guess, the first thing. But if you go there and go ahead and check what's new. There's a what's new section in membership. And if you check that, it'll show you everything that I have, the full stuff that's published, okay? So that's all there. All right. But it's not like a YouTube thing. So is this a tasty hot? No, this is a Harley Benton. A Harley Benton, pretty nice. It's like this Tele hybrid, which is kind of cool. I really like the neck on this. It's great. Let's see. Sound is good. Jane Wells, hello. What up, dude? All right. Dr. Mike DR. I always want to say Mike Doctor. Dr. Mike. Mike Z. Is that Mike Zito? That would be awesome. But it's awesome whoever you are. All right, haven't declined anything. Okay, Ron. So I don't know if you aren't getting my emails every single week, then and clicking on all the links, then I don't know. If you can please find my Zoom and Zoom me. Let's set up a personal Zoom, and we'll walk through it. Okay, Ron? I don't want you to miss out on stuff. Okay. So email me, and we will set up a personal Zoom one-on-one. And I will walk you through everything that's there. All right. Cool. Hey, Doug. All right. Well, let's get going. Let's start out with a little bit of Pink Floyd today. And just before we go, I'd be loath to say this. If you could all like the video, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does a lot for me. All right. So this session, that's great. I know you haven't even seen anything. I've just said hi to everybody and dealt with and talked kind of one-on-one with Ron Shack today. But yeah, Ron, you shouldn't be missing out on all that stuff for membership. You should be getting it all. So I'm doing a lot of work, believe me, on that membership site. So if you're not seeing it, there's something that's disconnected. Okay, let's go. Okay. All right, boy, is that ever fun to just kind of play over and over and over and over. Yeah, so I was trying to kind of stick it to really simple stuff in the beginning. So, you know, real simple sort of minor pentatonic in the beginning, and then try and went into modal stuff near the end, you know, the... to play some of the ninths in there. David Gilmour plays some ninths, which I really, really like. I don't know if he plays them in that song, but I like how he plays a lot of his stuff, and he plays some ninths there. So, yeah, and that's actually a pretty cool tune. Because of the modulations that go on in the thank you Nemo Unknown, the modulations that go on in the middle part, where you really kind of have to play, you don't have to play chord by chord, but it's nice to be able to play it chord by chord. So you've got, you know, in the beginning it's just kind of straight A minor pentatonic, right? You play some of the just play some of the chords. So you've got A minor pentatonic because you're playing A minor, G, and then kind of a F to walk down to D minor. So all of those chords fit into C major, A minor. So it's really easy to just play C major scale, A minor pentatonic, C major pentatonic, all that works. And then when it shifts, and it's, you know, when he's talking about his hands feeling like balloons, it goes into C major, which also is obviously in C major, and then a G major, which is kind of cool. And does that twice, and then it goes into B flat major, so it modulates, and you have to take care of that modulation because B flat is just not a chord that's in C major. So there's a number of different things you can do there. You know, you could play, you could modulate to F major if you wanted to. There's other things that you could do. I just kind of play chord by chord, so. And then it goes up to G major. I have become, and that's an interesting thing too, because it goes to B flat major. Have become comfortably numb, and it just sits on that C major for a while, and then it modulates back to the A minor. So let me just play it really, really straight. And there's a couple of questions there. 92, dilly da. Yeah, there's a few places. Elevated Backing Tracks has some really good ones. This wasn't one of his, but he has some really good backing tracks. That would be my recommendation for backing tracks. This wasn't one of his, but it's a good one. Let's see. So let me try playing that again, and we'll just listen to it. I'll play very, very simply. Okay, and I'll show you where the modulations are happening. So we're going to start out just in A minor. And it stays in A minor for quite a while. another 2, I think. Now you can play A minor pentatonic, or you can play the A minor scale. Either one sounds great. Now it modulates to C. Now it's the B flat. So that went B flat to F. Now here's the G. B flat. C. A minor. It's just a really smooth modulation. I think that's why it works really well, playing through the chords and just kind of being mindful instead of really trying to switch a lot of scales there. You know, I could play it very scaley and go from, G to, A minor to G major to F major, and so forth. But to F major and then back to A minor. But there we go. Hey, Angel or Angel, Frank Ortega, hello. Okay. I just want to, if Ron is still on, and thank you, Ron, I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you email me directly, mark@markzabel.com, and we'll walk you through it. I want to make sure you're taken care of. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, do a lot of triads. This kind of stuff. That stuff is, all over the place. I don't know if the first person I learned that from was Duane Allman, but I think it was probably Peter Frampton. Frampton did that all the time, So anyway, all good stuff. Really, it makes it really easy, right? I mean, David Smith, you're right. I'm picking through a lot of triads there, and I don't know. Sometimes it sounds good. It can get a little repetitive, but there we go. All right, so geez, I had prepared that one. I actually thought that we weren't going to see so many people on here today. I thought there was going to be a skeleton crew. So I didn't have a lot to prepare. So let's do another one that's maybe, I don't know if it's as classic rock. I really didn't. Let's see. At least if I know the chords, if I have to write them down. I write them down on slips of paper so I can look up and see them every once in a while. If I don't have my eyes closed. All right. Well, if I can't find something like this, thanks, Roy. Thanks a lot. So if I don't have something like, if I can't do this one, then I should be able to do this one. Let's see. But I haven't practiced it, so let's see it. The chords look really simple. Oh, before I do, I just want to tell a couple of folks who are on the membership. One of the lessons this month is on what I call the engine, and the engine is your right hand, and it's connecting with that rhythm. It's so important in terms of the timing, and I'll show you what I mean on this one. Hopefully, because I got to connect with the rhythm first before I get any sort of musical ideas. So let's see. Let's just see how it goes. Les Paul? Nah, let's stay with the telly here. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm really talking about, let me take off the echo here. The engine is the fastest right hand motion, or the smallest division that you've got that works. Now this one's a little bit tough. This one is a little country-ish, but it's still kind of driving rock. Driving rock is usually eighth notes, and you've got, so for every four, 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got. This one's really relaxed, so it almost feels like the engine is just one, all downstrokes. And that's really important. I've got to feel that before I can come up with any musical ideas, because I got to end on the right beat. Timing is the most important thing. You can play wrong notes, but if you play the wrong timing, you're sunk. You're dead in the water. So I'm going to try and do that. Boy, this is kind of scary. All right, so here we go. Hey, I got my ring light there. Okay, I think I'm getting this. Okay, that's not a bad jam. It was kind of fun. That's kind of fun one to play. Pretty straightforward there. Pretty straightforward. You know, you can play on this one. You've got it. It's a majory sounding rock, right? So it's a little bit countryish sounding rock. We've got a. Let me take off the echo here. We've got an A major here. We've got a D. Hey, thanks a lot, Danny the man. Good to see you on, man. Hey, that was an awesome video. Danny the man's on. Don't do it right now. Do it after the stream. But after the stream, check out his latest video. It's like stuff about van life. It's you know what? In the evening, check it out because it'll chill you right out. Okay. Jan Ackerman. Okay, got it. Wow, that's a big compliment. Thank you, Mike. You know, all it is it's an A and a D, and then of course, then the end part is an E or E7. So it's just straight blues, right? So the question is, you know, what do you want to do with that? And I chose kind of a majory sounding thing, so I'm playing basically a Mixolydian on the D, and occasionally I'm playing like an A Dorian mode, which is the same as G major. Occasionally I do that, and occasionally I play a minor pentatonic. So I just find that's the easiest way to go. If you don't know the Mixolydian mode, it's really straightforward. All you do is you take the major and you flat the seventh. So that's one way of looking at it. That's one way of looking at it. You take the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you make that a flatted seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flatted seventh and 8. Flatted seventh and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flatted seventh and 8. So that's how you put it in there. And it just really captures that sort of slightly edgy sound. You know, so it just has that slightly edgy sound, not too much, and that works great on the A. But unfortunately, it does not work well on the D. So unlike the minor pentatonic, you have to deal with the chords. Minor pentatonic, you can just kind of ignore chords, right? That's its strength, but it's more limited in what you can do with it. So over the D, you've got to play something that's a little bit different because you can't play the C sharp. You have a note to avoid. That's going to be a clashy note with the D, especially in a bluesy sort of edgy setting. You want to avoid that. So you want to play the C instead. So you can, at that point, you can go to a minor pentatonic. Hey, in fact, I just did a lesson on this in the old days. This was very, very common in the late 60s or early 70s. What a lot of the players would do was they would play major pentatonic over the 1 chord, and then over the 4 chord and over the 5 chord, they just play minor pentatonic. And that's an easy strategy. So you can just play a major pentatonic, or you can play Mixolydian, or just put in that C sharp there, right, on the A. But when you get to anything else, then you go to minor pentatonic. Now I didn't do that, but that's a great way of doing it. Thank you, Chris. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. All right. At this point, I want to give a shout out to all of my members. It's really appreciate you joining, and I'm still bothered by Ron's comment, because if he hasn't been getting stuff, that's bad. That's really bad, because I've been sending it to everybody on the list a couple of times. There's at least one a week, and usually more than that. So lots of stuff. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to the members. Really appreciate it. Shout out to the folks who made any donations or super chats or anything like that. That's always appreciated for the work on Sunday morning. So let's see. You want to try another one here? I don't know. Let's try another one. I want to do one with a little more edge, maybe. That was a good one. I dug that one. Ooh. All right, this one's going to be a little more challenging, I think. I think this one's going to be a little more challenging. I haven't played it, so we'll see. You know, I really should prepare for these things. But I have too much fun on this. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know that you're getting the emails, Nemo Unknown. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? How are you doing? Happy Easter to you, brother. 2001 Joe. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you're loving the R&B stuff. There's lots of good R&B stuff that's on there, and the new stuff hopefully is good too. The stuff with timing and tone, technique, and theory. Uh, I've added all those, and I've got another song coming out, another blues song coming out this week, so that will be there. But let's see if we can do this one. You know what? I think I'm going to go to a LP style guitar. I just have to. Ugh. Let's see. So this is a different scale, so hopefully my bends will be on target. All right. Let's see here. Is on in tune? Brighten up the sound a bit. All right. Danny, oh, hey, thanks, Danny the man. Really appreciate it, buddy. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's try this. Tasty blues rock, this is supposed to be. Let's see how tasty it is, and how bluesy and how rocky it is. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. Enough. Okay, I wasn't really feeling that one too much. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It was okay, I suppose. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate the tips, and it's nice. It's nice to get. All right, we'll do one more, and we'll. Somebody mentioned R&B, getting the AC/DC vibe there. Yeah, a little bit of AC/DC vibe. I don't know. I don't know if that quite did it. Hey, before I get into the next one, I think we'll do a little R&B and then call it quits. But we're 44 minutes in. Hope everybody's having a good day today and getting some time that they can spend. I spent my first day. The trout season opened up on last Thursday, and yesterday I finally got out. I hacked up my fingers pretty badly in the brush and with hooking myself. Actually caught a couple of really nice trout yesterday. One of them wriggled, and they ended up with a hook in my middle finger. I really don't mean anything to you guys this time, but it's all hacked up and feeling kind of sore, but totally worth it. Felt so great to be out in the open. Not feeling that was smoke. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that. I was feeling like I wasn't hitting the pocket well. So thanks, Amdar. Really appreciate that. That one actually was an elevated backing track. Again, if you go to Bandcamp or search elevated backing tracks, another guy that's really good is Quist, but the one I like the most is elevated backing tracks because he does decent modulations in his. That's a fish story. Yeah, well, let's see if I can't really. I don't have the wounds to prove it anymore. Yeah, and Nemo Unknown. I have to tell fish stories because I don't bring my phone or my camera or anything when I fish. It's just me out there. I can't do that. I can't deal with phone calls and anything else out there. I just don't want to deal with it. That's the whole point, at least for me, is to be alone out there with the fish. Communing with the fish. No loaves, but fishes. All right. Yeah, let's do one more today. And let's see. Let's clean this one up. And this one is not so much rock because I said I was going to do some R&B. But for those of you who like R&B, one of my favorite, any Marillion. Ooh, I could do some Marillion. Not today, but we can maybe do a Marillion jam. That'd be kind of fun. Modal stuff works really well for that stuff. It's good. Do some Marillion or Gentle Giant or some other progressive rock stuff. I'm trying to remember the band who does For Those About to Drown. I'll look it up on my phone before the end. It's really good stuff. They've been around for a while, but that's a fairly new song. All right, so for those of you who like R&B, let's try some Wilson Pickett type of things. This is kind of like Don't Let the Green Grass Fool Ya. I'm going to let this one play for a little bit because this one does take me a while to get into. It's really an important thing. So this is a little bit funkier, and you'll see the engine is a little bit faster. Well, anyway, let's see what it is. I did listen to this once before I played it. Does, doesn't it? that one's just too much fun. Yeah. Oh, Ron Shack. Yeah, Los Lonely Boys. Yeah, Henry Garza, right? Oh, man, he is an unbelievably great player. And that kind of did sound like them, right? So that kind of funky. Um, Now, see that one, the engine's different. It's a 16th note. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're not going to play all those notes, but that's the vibe that you want to get. You know, that's the kind of vibe that you want to get with this when you're playing that is the 16th note vibes. So yeah, and you want it to be nice and loose for sure. I'm using a bad pick for that. These are my favorite picks now. I don't know if this will catch it. Probably not. No way. It just looks like a gray blob. This is actually a Tusk pick. It's by Graph Tech. I don't know if they're just my favorites at the moment. And this is the one that doesn't have the harsh tone. There's one that has a harsher tone. Yeah. Anyway, and it's kind of replacing my old favorites, which are the jazz picks, and even these Acrolux picks. So they're cheap. They're cheap too. They're like, well, they're not cheap, but they're like 6 for $5, so that's reasonably cheap. I used to like these things there too, and these are actually better for this sort of thing because they flex. If you pull back like this on the pick, it'll flex, and so it'll give you nice strumming. Let's see if I can just back the volume up. And if you go to the end like this, you can play leads. Ugh, that was terrible. That's a little bit better. Weird changing picks there, but anyway, I've been using these Tusk picks, and that works. Yeah, Robbie loved Tortex. Yeah, Tortex. Morgan O'Donnell. I can play some songs. But these are the songs I try not to do that too much because then everything comes down. It gets demonetized. So I try not to do that. I try not to just play songs. Every time I just play a song, it gets demonetized. But I occasionally do it anyway because I don't care too much. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what I got for today. So if you have any questions, please ask. I'll be hanging here for a bit. Let's see. There was a question that now I'm in the groove. Do people still say that? I don't know if people do. Mike Murillo, can I explain how I find the 2-string slides on the E and B or G and B strings for major or minor? Yes. So, I mean, the simple way is to just take the scale and take a constant interval. So, for example, if I'm playing A major, okay, and that's interesting, Mark Davidge. I sometimes just play fingers too, and I like playing just fingers. But if I have to, play fast stuff, and I really like the pick for that. But if I'm just playing, let's say I'm taking A major, I'm playing on the E and B strings. So this is an A note, right? And here's the note that completes that chord. So if I take the scale that I'm playing in, and for this, it's a majory sounding thing. There's no edge to it. For this one right here, I don't hear any edge to this song. That's just going between the 1 and the 2 chord. So in a major scale. So it's going A to B minor 7. So it's just going from the 1 to the 2 back to the 1. So it's a majory sort of vibe. So I'm going to pick the major scale to harmonize here. Now I don't think this way when I'm playing at all. I don't think I try not to think at all when I'm playing. I try to think very little, because as soon as you start thinking, the music is past you. So a lot of it is really just ear, which is why it's a dangerous thing to just improvise, because I'm really just using my ear. But and that's why it takes me probably 1 or 2 choruses to get into it if I don't really know the music like this one. And a simple chord structure helps. I will admit that. So we're going from A minor to B minor, right? Now, if I want to harmonize that scale in the chords that are there, I would then go to the 3 chord, which is a C sharp minor. So I'm just playing a piece of a chord there. Here's the full chord. The next would be a D major. The next would be a E major or E7. If we're doing triads, then this is an E major. The next is an F sharp minor. So you see, all I'm really doing is I'm harmonizing right along that scale. And then if I that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And I'm keeping the same intervallic notes there. Now, of course, when you do this a bunch of times, you get used to these sorts of patterns, and your fingers start to have that muscle memory, and yeah. But anyway, that's how it works. And then you can do that on the top 2 strings as well. You know, I might start out with a triad because I know where that is. So there's my triad, and I'll start with the top 2 strings. Now I'm going to a B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, right? And then there's the dreaded diminished. And for this one, you have to alter it. I'm sorry. I will admit to, trying to get a certain feel for the song or whatever. But anyway, that's just how I do it. And you can do that in thirds and fourths and sixths are my favorites to do that with. And octaves, of course. Octaves are the easiest, of course. But thirds, fourths, and sixths. And so the other common one, Mike, is if you have a little bit of an edge to it, like on the Mixolydian, like on this one right here. Let's do our Stadium Rock Blues again. So now this one has a bit of an edge. So I'm going to pick the Mixolydian on this one. And so A Mixolydian is the same as D major. So I've got... And that's the edgy part. Going down, right? So it's got that G major in it as well as the A major. So it's just a little bit different. So you flat that 7th. And it's the same as the D major scale. All right. Yeah, and the fourths are that's even another one, right? So with the fourths, I honestly only know fourth patterns. I don't really intellectualize it at all. I just know that, for example, this one, if there's our major, right? I know I know those patterns. And then I can go into different. Oops, that was wrong. Some of them are wrong. There's always one that has a. There's always 1/4 on a string set that's the wrong one, and in the heat of battle, I often miss that, but it doesn't matter too much. Not too much of a deal. If I'm improvising, I don't worry about it too much. Just kind of a cool sound. All right. Okay. Where did I get the wonderful backing tracks? Well, Bandcamp is the short answer. A lot of stuff on Bandcamp, and look for it. And a lot of reasonably priced stuff. You should buy your backing tracks. Let's put it that way, and support the folks who do this. They do a great job. Some of them really do a great job. My personal favorite is Elevated backing, or maybe it's Elevated Jam Tracks. Elevated Jam Tracks. That's what they're called. They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. All right. Yeah, so can I play any song? All right, well, if there are no questions, aren't those based off of triads? Yeah. Well, the fourths are not. Fourths are not, but sixths and thirds and are. Sixths and thirds are. Sixth is really just a reversed third. You don't need to know that, but there you go. Yes, that's right. A lot of fourths, right? This one. Those are fourths. So that one is another good one to talk about the engine with. And to get your timing down, again, if you think about what is the engine of this song, a lot of driving rock songs have an engine that's eighth notes and downbeats. So let me play it in A because it's easier to do. You see, all of those are, if I think about just playing notes or play ghost notes, all I'm really doing is playing, all of those are just falling on one of those eighth note engine patterns. And it makes my rhythm a lot easier. I don't have to count and think about down, up, down, up, down, up. I don't have to think about that at all. And to me, I've always thought that strumming patterns and trying to remember down, up, and that has always been a crutch. And I never found any, personally, I never found any use for it. But I know a lot of people do, and I find that when they get stuck in that, it can be helpful to try and work out some things. But if you get that engine down, a lot of times you don't need any of the down, up stuff. You just need to know sort of at what beat are you playing, at what point are you playing, and really kind of listen to the music. But so that's a good one to get that down. So yeah. All right. Oh, let's see. Drift Away, Michael. Give me the Beat Boys. Yeah, Give Me the Beat Boys has a lot of cool stuff in it. Does it have fourths in it? I'm trying to remember. Probably does. Definitely has thirds and sixths. I mean, look, any of the R&B stuff from the early days, is bound to have some of that stuff. If you take, if you take something like that, all six, right? All sixths. So a lot of stuff that's in there. What is the you know? Steve Cropper was the king of all those double stops. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Yeah, I'm in an R&B mood today, I guess. All right. I shouldn't have done the hey classic rock jam, but what do you know? I figured I'd start out with Pink Floyd, and that was classic enough. All right, gang. Well, it's 1:11 here. I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Hope you're digging the vibes here in the angle. I like this angle a lot more. I think it's a lot easier to do with. I got the I got to do something about that white whatever it is. It's a piece of junk now. But so I'm mostly blocking it with my body, but I dig those. Do you dig those pillows? I kind of like them. uh yeah. So, oh yeah, that's right. It's basically triads in Driftaway. I'm pretty sure, basically triads. But good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Blake. Really appreciate the cut through the BS stuff. Yeah, I try to. uh, this it might be yours. Well, if it's yours, it's not a real Les Paul. It's a Harley Benton. A Harley Benton. Now, it's got a terrible nut. It's a cheap plastic nut, and the cut is but the depth of the cut is fine. It's just they didn't do a good finishing work on this. But the rest of this thing is amazing. A great fretwork. I think it sounds pretty good. It's a little bit heavy. It's 9 pounds, but for a Les Paul, it's actually kind of light. So, anyway, and check this out. It's got this little doohickey thing. I got all Harley Bentons out today. I don't know what the deal is. All Harley Bentons. I'm not an endorser of theirs or anything like that, but there's this, and there's this. This one's a Harley Benton. This one's a Harley Benton too. And I really like that roasted maple neck. The feel of it is really good. It's a little bit chunkier than a Fender neck, and it's got a flatter radius. That's the other thing. If you don't like flat radii, then these necks are not going to work for you. They are just shy of 14-inch radius, so they're flatter than a Gibson radius. All of these. And this one's 25.5-inch scale. It's a hybrid, right? So it's got a trem, and it's even got push-pull on this. So that's pretty good. Another thing I dig about this is it's got the flywheel setting for the truss rod. Really great. Really great. And good upper access, right? I don't know if you could see that rounded joint there. It's really nice. This is a nice guitar. It's not that cheap, though. This is around a $400 guitar, so that's not cheap. And then this one, Silver Sparkle. I like the back is really pretty, but the front is kind of an interesting finish. I like the gunmetal sort of flat matte finish on this. Again, it's got a nice trim. roasted maple, same sort of thing with the flywheel. This is sort of a super strat prototype. Locking tuners, kind of nice. Tusk nut, stainless steel frets. I mean, it's an amazing guitar for the money. But this one does have a thinner profile neck, so this is more like a Fender sort of neck, and I don't like it as much because I'm not a huge fan of Fender necks. But I don't like really skinny necks. I like a substantial one. This isn't bad. It's sort of on the. It's kind of like a modern C. It feels like a modern C, except for the flat radius. So, and yeah, this is kind of a nice guitar too. So it's all Harley Benton days. And then they got a couple of PRSs back there. Anyway, oh, let's hear this one. Oh, maybe we'll play us out with this one. Want a PRS? Yeah, these are kind of nice bolt-ons. The 4-point and with the with that right there. I think that this one maybe it supposedly has the same pickups as the other one, but it feels thinner. This feels like it has a thinner sound to me, and I don't know. Maybe it's the pickup height. I gotta adjust the pickup height or what. But this one feels like a thinner sound to me, and it is a kind of a strattier sound. But anyway, let's see. All right. Yeah, I love this. I love the live stream here, and I mean, I always spend a lot of time and yeah, that's right, J Mata. It's true. You don't need a super high priced guitar. And look, I won't make any bones about it. These guitars are not like this is supposed to be modeled after a Sewer, right? This is not a Sewer. You get a Sewer, it's going to be a lot different, but a lot more luxurious. But people would say, well, is it worth it for the extra $2,000 or whatever you're going to pay for it? And the answer is, I don't know. You have to be the judge of it. A lot of people like to drive Mercedes, right, or BMW. I'm fine in a Corolla because that's what I like, or a Camry or whatever. It seems to do the job. But I wouldn't say this is quite the same. Guitars are luxury items. At least that's the way I view it. And if Sewer can ask for that and get it, great, good for them. And if some people want it, that's great for them. I have one guitar that's kind of a boutique guitar, and I bought it because I knew the maker of the guitar. I believed in his philosophy of how he makes a limited number, and he makes them his own way, but he knew Leo Fender, and he was doing homages to him. And that's great. I don't mind supporting a guy like that, and it is luxurious. It's got a hand-carved top. I mean, really, it's carved out. The tremolo is kind of on a pedestal. It's really amazing how it's built. It's an amazing just over 6-pound guitar, or maybe it's like 5.8. I can't remember. And it's got, unlike Fender's, it's got a glued neck with a perfect dovetail joint. It's just beautiful. But is it worth the extra however much I paid for it? Well, it is to me because I wanted to support this guy, and I know him, and I created something I think is really beautiful. So that's great. But objectively, is it worth it? No, it's not. You know what I'm saying, though. I hope you know what I'm saying. It's sort of like, putting on Lawler pickups or on your Strat. Say if you had a normal Strat, putting Lawler pickups or just the standard American or the Texas specials or something like that. There's a big difference between those, but is it really $300? I don't know. That's for you to decide. But it's great. I love this guitar. I play it a lot. Yeah, the amp helps a lot. I mean, if you make the choice in terms of sound, good amp, poor guitar is going to sound good. A great amp and a good guitar is going to sound good. A great guitar and a crappy amp is going to still sound bad. So, in one sense, put your money there. But if you're a guitarist, and this is just this is just the two of us talking now, right? Or the 100 of us talking. I don't know how many people are still on. If this is just the two of us talking, What I really crave in a guitar is how it plays. If it doesn't play well, it doesn't matter how it sounds. I don't bond with it. It's really that simple. If the body doesn't feel good, look, I mean, this is a personal thing, right? If the body doesn't feel good against hey, I'm putting it up against my body, right? Feeling it. If I hit it and I'm not feeling that resonance, or I hit it and I feel, oh, this is shaking from stem to stern. That makes a difference in my play. That makes a difference in how I get inspired and how I respond to it. So there's a lot more to guitars than sound. uh, yeah, it's great to pay $2,000 if you can tell the difference. Now that Les Paul, I don't know I can't remember who asked about it. Um, uh, I can't remember, but appreciate Blake maybe. Um, that is a chambered guitar, and I'll tell you firsthand, I love chambered guitars and I love semi hollows because I can feel them when I play, and to me, that makes a difference. I don't know if it does to any of you, but to me, feeling it when I play makes a huge difference. That's why I love Martins. I play a Martin and I just hit that big E chord and it just fills up the room and feel it. It's just shaking. It's good. It's good stuff. Music is like that, man. It should affect you. It should affect you. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I totally agree, Ron. All right. Dilly Dally, where was I streaming from, Mark? Oh, I was just streaming from a different angle. That's all. Different angle in the room. A not too flattering angle. All right. All right. Thanks, Jay Mata. I appreciate it. All right, gang. I think I'm going to call it a day, and really enjoyed today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And we will we'll see you. Have a happy Easter or a happy Sunday or both. And yeah, let me play you out of here. Where's my there it is. Let me play you out of here with a little silver sparkle. And let me put this on. I don't know what we're gonna get here. Well, you know, there is that, Robbie. There is that supposedly that was part of the design of the original guitars. Not so much the electric guitars, but when people say, "Oh, I like a single cut guitar," or I like the Les Paul shape," they're really talking about how it feels on their body, and it's a personal thing. I think. As well as a style thing. Okay, let's try playing this out, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. I'm a little nervous about this one, but I haven't even listened to this one. Let me listen to it a little bit, and we'll play out. All right, I want to thank everybody for being on. Thanks, Chris and Danny the Man and Gary and Mark for the super chats. That's great. As always, I want to thank my members. Means a lot. Now, this is the Mark Z Guitar 1965 to 1985 members. And really appreciate your support there. And please, on your suggestions, let me know which lessons you want next, especially the members. That makes it a bit. Ooh, this sounds like. This sounds a little bit Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Going anywhere? Okay. All right. Happy Easter to everybody. Enjoy your day. All right, we'll see you. Have a great weekend and a great week. This one's a little too slow. Can't deal with one. See you all down the road. Thank you. Thanks, Ron. Now if I can only find the off button for this. There we go. Happy Easter.